I was just gonna ask you what it's like being old.
I can't.
What's it like being old?
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, you'll never see what it's like to be old because you'll never get there. And right now, you're pushing it.
Thanks, Grandpa. I hope I never get old either. This is my Grandpa Mike, and I went to his house to talk to him about why photographers should print their photos, and it actually led to a much larger discussion that I really enjoyed, and I thought you guys would too. So without further ado, here's the best photographer I know, Grandpa Mike.
Either that or get a microphone.
Give me a test. Say test, Grandpa.
Test. Check. I started taking photos in 1970 when I got out of the service because my father had a camera and he was tired of doing it himself. So he gave me the camera, light meter, a little enlarger. He gave me the whole setup. So I started to learn how to do it by ruining lots of film. Why do I have all these photos in the house? Because it's something I could do, and I thought it would make the walls look pretty.
Do you have any photos in the house that you bought from a store?
No. I took all the photos are mine that I printed. Sally had a whole bunch of stuff on the walls, and they resigned themselves to a spare bedroom. I took them all down because I didn't like them. Do I think photographers should print their photos? That's the main reason of doing photography, is to have photos to show people.
What about people that don't do photography? They just take pictures.
Well, that's their problem. People that don't do photography are probably not interested in it, but I've found more people interested in it than not, so.
It's true. How many photos do you think you've printed since you started doing photos?
Since I've started photography, how many photos? Oh man, thousands. I mean, I have contact sheets. I have tons of contact sheets of negatives. I always, man, how many have I taken? You couldn't count them.
Okay.
Because I do so many photos and I give so many away. You can't keep track of it.
Why do you give photos away?
Why not?
No, Grandpa, you gotta say the question.
Because I don't think I'm good enough to be able to sell my photos, so I give them away. And a lot of people ask me for them, so I say, yeah, you can have them. I had, there's a restaurant downtown Moline, and the guy redid his restaurant, and it's a high-class, high-end restaurant, and he wanted some photos to hang up. So this one lady I know who judged a contest out of Casey and gave me a third place for that pair photo up there. I consulted her. Why did you give me a third place for my pair photo? She told me it looked like a painting. And I said, so? She said, well, I'm a painter. I said, well, how can a painter judge a photo contest? So she apologized to me, and then she had a contract with this guy to give her photos for his new restaurant. So she asked me and the theme was bridge photos. So she wanted to know if I'd give her some photos. So I gave her a bunch of photos, and he liked them, so he wanted to buy some. So I went down there and hangled with him, and his wife, and his son. I ended up just giving them to him. I said, and now they're hanging in his restaurant. They look nice. He printed them out, printed them large, and they really look good. It's a great hobby.
Okay.
I mean, you can go out and take pictures. No one's around to bother you. I really like going out on inclement weather mornings, real foggy mornings, rainy mornings, snowy mornings. You can't tell that by these photos, but that's what I like best.
How many bad photos do you take?
A lot more than I take good ones.
I feel like that's probably true, number two.
You gotta say the question though, Grandpa.
Oh, how many bad photos do I take? That's an insult. I take all kinds of. You ask a photographer, a professional that works for a newspaper or something like that, how many good photos they take, and they'll tell you if they come back within a week and have taken photos all week long, if they have 2 or 3 good ones, they've excelled at what they do. The good ones are hard to come by.
Okay, I think that's all the questions I have, Grandpa. But now I gotta film you showing your pear photo.